Hi, I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah, and this is our converted shuttle bus. The name is still to be determined, but let's go take a tour. All right, first up is the entryway. We kept our original rubber flooring for the entry, and I built a cubby for Penny's supplies. We've got most of what we need just to go in and out of the bus. Leashes, towels, vests, her shoes, grooming equipment, doggy bags, all that kind of stuff, even some treats, which she's interested in. And on the other side, we have a pet genie that we got for when we're at locations that don't have trash cans. That's pretty self-explanatory. We don't want our bus smelling. Welcome to the living room. We have a full-size futon that folds out into a day bed. We've already had some visitors come stay on it, and it has good reviews so far. So this is, like I said, a full-size futon mattress on a metal frame, like the typical metal frame that folds flat that a lot of futons are on, but we took that metal frame off of its base and we built a wooden frame for it to go on top of. That way it's high enough for our battery and our inverter and our whole electrical system to be underneath on one side, and for us to have plenty of storage on the other side. It also has outlets on each side to plug in, so there's some on the pillar on the one side and some inside the cubby of this arm. Each arm has a cubby for storage in it also. Alright, our electrical system is under one half of the futon. We have two very large server rack batteries. They're 12 amp, 400 amp hours. They are connected to increase the voltage, so we have a 24 volt system. Underneath here, they connect to a Lynx distributor, really big bus bar that connects to the rest of our system. Half goes to the inverter, which then leads to our 120 volt side. These are all of our normal appliances, like our fridge, all of our outlets, our cooking appliances. Also, we have a couple of outdoor outlets and the mini split in the back for heating and cooling. And then the power also goes from these through a converter that brings it from 24 volts to 12 volts. And then we have all of our little 12 volt appliances, like our toilet fan, our ceiling fan, our water pump, and all the different lights that we left on 12 volt. So these are on fuses, these are on breakers, and that's our whole electrical system. I guess the inverter is a 3000 watt inverter, and we do have shore power, so we have an inlet that we can plug into if we go to a campground or a friend's house. But mostly we are hooked up to our very large solar system on the roof. That is 4 panels when we have another set tucked in, but then we can bring out another 4 and we can get solar off of 8 panels that we have on the roof. Here's our kitchen. Let's talk the cooking setup. Everything we have appliance-wise in the kitchen is electric. Because of our larger solar setup, we didn't go with anything propane. So we have an electric induction cooktop, 2 burners. Below that is a 3-in-1 cooker. It's convection oven, microwave, and air fryer. And then below that we have storage. This, our backsplash, is a deck, and then this is additional storage. But these components all work together so that this deck can hinge outside of the 2 wheelchair access doors from the bus. That comes down like a drawbridge. This section of cabinet pulls out of the way, and then our actual cooktop and cooker can swivel out over top of the deck so that we can cook outside. We will show a full breakdown of that later on. Our sink is one of our more unreasonable choices for the bus, but we did it anyway. We got a big ceramic two-sided sink. We have a regular faucet, and then we have a triple filtered water faucet for water bottles and drinking water for Penny. We really wanted to go with the larger sink because with the added, there's a cutting board that goes on one side and this mat for the other side. It kind of creates double the counter space that this section would have. If we had done one side, then we would just still have counter here, but this allows us to put other things underneath. So I think it's been really functional and helpful so far.
Savannah was able to find this retro looking refrigerator at a liquidation center. Got refrigerator on top, freezer on bottom, a lot more space than I was expecting that we would have when we were thinking of building out a bus. We've also got cabinets on this side for smaller items like cans, pancake mixes, things like that are over there. Bigger cabinet over here. We've got a drawer on the top for silverware and utensils. Below that is a bigger cabinet for kind of a blender, cereal, larger items. We've also got a cabinet over here, shelves that she built for me. She knew that I wanted a place to display my action figures, so she built it perfect size for them. We've also got upper cabinets that lift up, and then she put lights, and that goes all the way down to the front of the bus. So we've got snacks, food, and then the very front cabinet is more electronics. So we've got our Starlink up there. And then we brought in the mirror from one of her old jewelry cabinets, but it works as a door for our medicine cabinet. We've got our toothbrushes, lotions, all that in there, as well as a water hookup for the shower. So when we were building the bus, we had a slight leak. Savannah was able to go through the medicine cabinet, shut the water off, and then do the adjustments that she needed to through the medicine cabinet. Now if you come around the corner here, we have our bathroom. Savannah has everything on dimmer switches, so it goes from nice and dim to real bright. We've got the shower curtain. Enter into the bathroom. So we've got our shower head up here, pretty good height for me. We've got our shower shutoffs over here, hanging cabinets or shelves for our soaps, shampoos. We've got drying rack for our towels, toilet paper hidden behind the towels so that the toilet paper doesn't get wet. Remember to shut the window when you're driving down the road so that doesn't go flying out again. We've got kind of a prismy looking stick-on back here. A lot of people asked about that when we were building the bus. And then below, we have our composting toilet. And then below that, we have this beautiful tile that Savannah picked out and put down herself.
We made it all the way to the back of the bus to the bedroom. So this is the same California King mattress that we had before we moved into the bus. We decided that we wanted to keep it not only to have space on the bed for Penny, but also because we knew we wanted a really large garage underneath the bed. So the bed is on a 2 gas cylinder lift so that it can hinge upward really easily for access to the garage. We also have access through our emergency exit in the back door. 2 of our windows also hinge open for more emergency exits. We have our mini split in the very back, so that's heating and cooling. Penny loves to lay right in front of it when it has the AC on. We have a cubby on each side of our emergency exit door too to hold comics and iPads. We have lots of outlets on each side also for plugins. We have 2 large upper cabinets, same as the ones in the front, just much longer, a little bit deeper, but same lighting system to light up the inside. Then we also have additional space. It's even wider than the bed, so we have cubbies in the very back with the last little bit of space. Here's how we get to our garage. Lifts up and holds on its own. We don't have to add anything else in to keep the frame up. And then it just takes a little push. Let's put the bed back. For both privacy and insulation, my mother so lovingly made us a whole bunch of window covers. Obviously, there's a lot of windows to cover. So these are two-sided. They've got the Reflexix base. Then the other side is just a nice tan fabric for the inside. Most of them fold halfway and 3/4, and the edges hold magnets so that they snap into place, so they can be folded down halfway, hold at 3/4, or cover everything up. So we have kind of a larger control panel here. This is to turn on our water pump. This lets us know how much fresh and how much gray water we have in our tanks currently. Then the switches down here, the top ones control the driver side lights, the rear lights, and the passenger side lights on the outside of the bus. So those are upper lights outside the bus for nighttime. And then we also have some lower lights near the ground that go around the bus that we can turn on. And we have floor lights inside the bus that we can turn on. This switch was installed but left open because we don't plan on being in cold weather environments very much, but if we decide against that, I can add in some heating pads on the water tanks and we'll be able to turn them on from this switch. But currently we don't have anything attached to that one, but it's available. Outside hookups on the bus, we have outdoor outlets. That way we can plug in appliances outside while we're out here. Those have their own individual breakers so that we can have that turned off and nobody can plug into the outside without us knowing and, you know, using up all the power in our batteries. We have our water inlet hookup. This is to add water to our fresh tank. We also have a filter that we attach to our hose when we're adding water to the tank. And then finally, we have hookups for outdoor water. We can attach a hose here and turn on hot and cold. This will be very helpful for washing Penny if she gets a little too messy, or ourselves if we get really sandy at the beach. Below this, you can see that we have our freshwater tank, larger, 100 gallons. And then we have our gray water tank, smaller, 50 gallons. The back side you can't see from here, but they have sensors hooked into the side of them that help them go to the reader on the inside so we can tell how much water we have in each tank without having to come out here and look. And the water pump and accumulator are attached to the back side of the tank as well from the outside. We just let the deck out the door, so now in order to get our cooking equipment outside, this cabinet needs to come out so that this one can swivel. So this one pulls forward all the way to there. This can lift up. And this one swivels out. And this is how we can cook outside.